Hello everyone, my name is Anu. Children, today we'll read the next lesson of Unit 3 of Class 5 English. It is Robinson Crusoe discovers a footprint. Children, this lesson is taken from the book Robinson Crusoe, which is written by Daniel Defoe. Okay, in this lesson, he discovers a footprint. So, children, this Robinson Crusoe, he was a man who loves to do sea voyage, right? And he loves to go on long journey in the sea. One day when he was on the journey into the sea, his ship was wrecked into a storm and he was left behind on a island. Okay, and there he had to spend 28 years of his life, children. And when he was there on the island alone, what are the difficulties he faced and how he managed to live there for the 28 years. This is told in this book. This book is about Robinson Crusoe, children. Okay, and this lesson, Robinson Crusoe discovers a footprint. It is taken from that book only. It is a small portion taken from that book. Okay, so let's see how he managed to live on that island and how he discovers a footprint. And this book is written by Daniel Defoe, children. Okay, so let's begin. Okay. One day when I was going towards my boat, I was surprised to see the footprint of a man on the sand. Okay, what happened? This is Robinson Crusoe who was telling that one day when he was going towards his boat and he saw a footprint of a man on the sand. Okay, I stood amazed. I listened. I looked around me. I could neither hear nor see anything. Okay, I went up higher to look down. I went up the shore and down the shore. But it was no good. I could find no other footprint but that one. I went to it again to see if there were any more footprints and to tell if it had been my imagination. But I was not mistaken, for there was exactly the footprint of a foot, toes, heel, every part of a foot. I could not imagine how it came there. Okay, children, what happened? Robinson Crusoe is saying that one day when he was going towards his boat, his wreck boat was there. Okay, so he went one day when he was going towards his boat, he saw a footprint, and he was actually surprised to see the footprint because he had never come towards his boat in a long time, and according to him he was alone on the island. So he was very much surprised that whose footprint that was. So he was trying to clarify or trying to confirm that whether that footprint is actually a footprint. So he went near it again and he watched it closely. And what did he see? He see that yes, it is a footprint of a man. It has the heel and the toes, everything. It is just like a human footprint. Okay, so he was very much surprised because he was thinking that he is alone on the island. Nobody else is here. Okay, but there was a footprint. It means that there should be someone whose footprint it was. So he was scared. Let's see what happened next. I stayed a long time thinking, but became more and more confused. At last, I returned home very frightened, looking behind me after every 2 or 3 steps, mistaking every bush and tree to be a man. Okay, he said that he kept on thinking for a long time that whose footprint it could be. But he was not able to think anything. He was getting confused, right? So he decided to return back to his home. And when he was coming back, he was very frightened. Actually, he was very scared. He was looking here and there because he was thinking that someone should be there whose footprint is there, right? So when he was coming back to his home, he looked here and there again and again. Every two three after every two three steps, he is looking at the back, looking on his right or left, back, everywhere. Because and he was thinking that every bush and every tree, he was mistaking every bush and tree to be a man. He was thinking that every tree or bush could be a man. So he was very much frightened because according to him, he was alone on the island, right? Then, when I came to my cave, which I called my castle, I ran inside it as if I was being chased. I do not remember whether I used the ladder or went in by the hole in the rock, which I called the door. I ran for cover faster than any animal could run. Okay, he said that when he came back to his home, which he called his castle, okay, because he had made on the island, he had made a home into a cave actually. And there was a big stone on the mouth of that cave, which and where was a hole which he called the door, and the cave he called his home, he called his castle. Okay. And he's saying that he don't remember whether he used the ladder or not, or he came by the hole in the cave. He's not remembering that how he entered his home, because there may be two ways to go inside the cave. One may be by ladder, and another may be by the hole in the cave. So he is not remembering that how he entered into his cave, which he called his castle, right? So, and he's saying that he ran faster and faster because he was thinking that somebody may be chasing him. Okay. I did not sleep that night. The more I thought about what I had seen, the more afraid I became. I thought it could be one of the savages of the mainland who had wandered out to the sea in a small boat. Okay, so he said that night when he watched that footprint, that night he was not able to sleep because he was very frightened. He was very scared. He was thinking that that footprint may be of any savage. Okay, who came from the mainland. Okay, and into this, who had wandered out to the sea in a small boat. He thought that footprint may be of any savage from the mainland who could have come into the sea in his boat. Okay, so luckily I was not on shore at the time. But what if he had seen my boat? If he had seen the boat, he would have realized that someone lived on the island and would soon return with others to kill and eat me. Okay, so he was thinking that, okay, when that savage came, when that savage came into the on the seashore, I was lucky that I was not there and he didn't see my boat. And what if he had seen my boat? If he had seen my boat, he may have come again with his friends to find me, and they may have kill me and eat me. They will kill me and eat me. Okay, because these were the savages who lived in the forest, children, and they are man eaters. Okay, so he thought that if any savages has come, so he would find me and he would eat me and kill me. Let's see next. Then what happens? And so I lay fearful for many days and prayed for protection. In doing so, I was much comforted and began going out to investigate. But even now, as I went forward, I looked behind me frequently because it was still very frightened. I was still very frightened. However, as I went about for 2 or 3 days and saw nothing, I became a little bolder. I decided to go down to the shore again and examine the footprint once more. I decided to measure it with my own footmark. Okay, so here, children, he said that for many days he was afraid, okay, and he was fearful for many days, and he was just praying to the god for his protection, okay. But and after some days, when he got less panicked, then he thought that he should go there once again to the shore and check that footprint once again, and he should check it with his own footprint. It might be his own footprint. So he was thinking, and in some days, after some days, his fear get controlled and he was now quite comfortable, so he decided to go there once again. Right, then, as I came closer to the footprint, I realized that it could not be my footprint because I had not come to this part of the beach since a long time. Secondly, as I placed my foot alongside that footprint, it seemed larger than my own. My fear returned. I went home again, believing that there was someone there. The island was inhabited. He said that, so he decided to go to that place again. So when he went to the place again, when he went to the shore again near the footprint, he realized that that footprint was bigger than his, okay, and his footprint was is small, and so that footprint cannot be his on, right? So, and secondly, he was thinking that how that footprint can be his. Why? Because he had not come to that part of beach up since a long time, so it could not be his footprint. And moreover, that footprint is larger than his footprint, so it should be not his. So he once again he scared and got frightened because his fear returned, and he went to his home again, and he was believing that there was someone whose footprint that was there should be someone else on the island. So that means that island was inhabited. It means someone else is also there. The island was inhabited, okay. So it is occupied, it is dwelled in. Inhabited means someone is also living on that island, okay. He was not alone, so he was frightened, and because it could be anyone who might kill him and eat him, okay. So he was very much scared, children. So this was the story, okay. And let's see, I hope you have understood it. Now let's see the new words which we have learned in this poem. One is savages. Savages means wild people in primitive state. Okay, wild people in primitive state. Savages means the people who are living in forest or in the primitive stages. Wild people, okay, who lives in the forest. Second is mainland. It means large continuous extent of land, right? That means the mainland. Then wandered. Wandered means go from place to place without a definite route, right? Go from place to place without a definite route. Then bolder. Bolder means more confident. Inhabited. Inhabited means occupied or dwelled in, right? Now let's do the question answers, children. Question number one. What made Robinson Crusoe think that the print on the ground was a footprint? So the answer is Robinson Crusoe thought that the print was a footprint because it had toes, heel, and all parts of a human foot. Let's see question number 2. Why was Robinson afraid when he looked at the bushes and trees? So the answer is he was afraid because he mistook every bush and every tree to be a man. Next, question number 3. Why did Robinson pray when he saw the footprint? So answer is Robinson thought it was the footprint of a savage. He was afraid that savages would kill and eat him. So he prayed for protection. Okay. Now question number next. How would you feel if you saw unknown footprints outside your front door? Would you feel I would like the Robinson Crusoe? I would feel like Robinson Crusoe. Okay, now see the next question. Choose the right answer. Robinson ran back to his home as fast as he could because he was afraid. So right answer is he was afraid. Second is he could not sleep because the answer is because he thought savages had come from the mainland. Okay. Next, why was Robinson Crusoe sure that was not his footprint? So the answer is he had not come to this part of the beach in a long time. Okay, next is where was Robinson Crusoe? So Robinson Crusoe was alone on an island. Okay, he was alone on an island. Let's see next. Fill in the blanks with the correct word. I was frightened but curious. Okay. Then second, I decided to go to the beach. So I went along the water's edge. See, I ran as fast as I could because I was frightened. Next, I was very tired and confused. Okay. So children, here you have to use the word but when two opposite things are going on, right? And when both the same thing are going on, then you will use and. Right, children? Next. Now you have to tell the past tense of this, like think. Past tense of think is thought. Become is became. See, saw. Go, went. Listen, listened. Imagine, imagined. Chase, chased. Return, returned. Okay, these are the past tense of these words. Next. Next, the opposite words, children. Small, big. Inside, outside. Higher, lower. Begin, end. Larger, smaller. Luckily, unluckily. Okay, next. Now you have to unjumble the sentences. Okay, let's see. The words are, the sentences. Alone was not Robinson as an island on. So its correct sentence should be Robinson was not alone on an island. Second, was island inhabited? As you can see, there is no question mark, so it could not be answer. It could not be question. So the right one is the island was inhabited. Next, was I afraid? I now. Right is now I was afraid. Next is I around looked me. So right sentence is I looked around me. Next we have I went the towards footprint large. Its right answer should be I went towards the large footprint. Next is footprint to someone this belonged. Correct answer should be this footprint belonged to someone. Okay, let's see. Now, children, watch this picture. What is it? This is the footprint of the first man of the moon on the moon. This is the footprint of the first man on the moon, children. Can you tell me who was the man who first stepped on the moon? His name was? Yes, very good. His name was Neil Armstrong. And children, can you tell me who was the second person who stepped on the moon? Everyone remembers the first person. He is Neil Armstrong. Can you tell me who was the second person? No, he was Edwin Aldrin. Okay, who he was? Edwin Aldrin. Okay, let's see next. Okay, if I have a question which you have to answer with your imagination. If you were alone at home and suddenly someone knocked at your door, what would you do? Okay, if there is someone at your door and you are alone in the home, what will you do? Okay, your answer could be like this. You could have some different answer, but let us see. It can also be a answer. Like you can say, I will go to the door and peep through the hole to see that who is there. Then I'll ask who is there. If there is someone whom I know, I shall open the door. Otherwise, I will tell him to come later. And children, you should do this only, okay? Because you should be careful all the time when you are alone at home, okay? Do not open door for the strangers. Okay, children, that's it. That's all for this lesson. We have done lots of exercises in this. I hope you liked it and you have understood this chapter very well. Okay, so children, that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the video and stay tuned for my next videos. Till then, take care and enjoy learning.